Good morning. My name is Jeff Stevens, and I will be serving as your worship associate for this afternoon. I am wearing blue pants and a slightly Easter-colored shirt of blue and teals and pinks in a plaid pattern. And I am a tall, 6-foot white cis male individual with dark hair for this week. And wearing teal glasses. Our speaker today is Lee Scott, Director of Community Outreach for Released Reentry. Lee is a lifelong Gainesville resident and has worked as a community change maker with a remarkable passion over the last decade. His accolades include, but are not limited to, running the community outreach program at a low-barrier shelter for those experiencing homelessness, co-hosting a podcast called Uncarcerated, serving as a fellow at Community Spring, where he co-designed Links Not Locks, and working as a local DJ. Lee has an amazing wife, 3 dogs, and a wonderful son. Let's welcome Lee. And now I'd like us all to take a moment to center ourselves into this space, take a deep breath, put your feet firmly on the ground. Maybe you should do that before the breath. And then take a deep breath in and exhale. Let's do it one more time. Inhale and exhale. Let the troubles and worries of the outside world, which we know there are very many, sit still for a moment so we can be in community together and be in this space. I'm so glad that you are here with us, and those online are with us as well. You are welcome. Kindling the chalice flame today will be Liz Stewart. And our chalice lighting words come from Eric Hepburn. We light this flame to remind us love is the center. As we grow and connect, mature and deepen, love remains the center. When the light of truth burns all else away, love remains.
Hi everyone, I'm Lee Scott. I'm the Director of Community Outreach for Released Reentry, and I really am grateful to be here. I grew up in Gainesville, and this was the church that my mom went to like 30 years ago, back when it was on 43rd and 16th over there. So I came here when I was a little kid, and so this is one of my favorite places to be. I know we all share a lot of the same concerns and passions, and hopefully we can have a conversation about that if you stick around towards the end. Thank you all.
And now please join us, as you are willing and able, in singing our opening hymn, number 95 in your gray hymnal, There Is More Love Somewhere. Liz is going to say a few words as I grab the book.
I'm feeling badly because I have the wrong name tags. People are back to calling me Liz again. Oh, my. Now, truly, I've appreciated the efforts made to rename myself to Elizabeth. Thank you very much. But I'm here for the CARE team today. We have a new way for folks to contact us, and it's a CARE card. It looks like this. And it has a way to connect with the CARE team by email. Also, there's a telephone number. Hopefully it will be text because it goes directly to Jim. Don't disturb him in the middle of the night, just text. And on the back is a place, if you wish to, you can actually write a concern that you have, whether it's for yourself or maybe it's for somebody that you know that could use a little support from us. There are envelopes as well if it needs to be private. And if you notice today on your way into the social hall, there's a little corner, and it will soon have a sign that says CARE Team Corner. And it has cards if you wish to write a card to someone that you hear about maybe in the Joys and Concerns book, excuse me, or if you want to fill one of these out. And again, we do take confidentiality very seriously, so it can be sealed in an envelope, and there's a white box just inside there. Those of you who are bean counters know where that is. And you can put it in there, and it will go directly to Cam, our office administrator, who will then make sure someone on the CARE team receives the request of whatever it is. So those are available now. They're in the little box in the CARE team corner. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm going to walk away now. Each week, we invite you to write what is in your heart in the book by the doors of our sanctuary. We believe that a joy shared is multiplied and a sorrow shared is divided. This is what it means to be in community. This week, Carrie Zubilia sends word that her operation last Wednesday was successful, and because of an allergic reaction to general anesthesia, she had to remain conscious for the whole procedure. The experience was painful, scary, and traumatic. Her recovery will take 4 to 6 weeks, but she would very much appreciate your healing thoughts as she recovers, as well as cards and calls of caring. Peggy Maloney shares, many thanks to Elizabeth Stewart for the donation of snake plants to the courtyard. They are a beautiful addition. David Wilkeman shares, it was great to participate in the North American Unitarian Association annual conference these past 5 days. I got to hear fellow UUs share how they practice their faith. Hopefully, we can show an NAVA podcast in one of our future Sunday services. And then a joy from myself. I've just returned from Grand Rapids, Michigan, where I attended my 15th year of going to a conference of higher education professionals. It fills my soul with joy every year to join lifelong friends who have devoted their lives to students, to the mission of higher education, and the role that those institutions play in a functioning and thriving democracy. And if you ever get the chance to go to Grand Rapids in this time of year to go to their art prize, it is fantastic. It's just a city full of art that will uplift your soul. It's a transcendent experience. And lastly, Atlas is excited because he was Lion of the Week in kindergarten this week and an iReady superstar, and he is feeling proud. Congratulations, Atlas. There are many joys and sorrows which we continue to carry in our hearts that were not shared in this book. And if you would like to express those, we would like to invite you forward to drop a stone in our communal water bowl, to send those feelings to those who are not here with us within the room, or to share silently those feelings that are in our heart. And following the end of that, Kay Anderson will drop 2 stones in to represent the people who are online joining us today.
My name is James Chase, and I am the Director of Lifespan Faith Development here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Gainesville. I'm a white, non-binary person with short brown hair. I wear glasses pretty much every day, and today I'm wearing a black t-shirt, blue jeans, and my favorite Halloween necklace, which has a piece of candy, a little bat, and a pumpkin, because we are so close. I'd like to invite all of our friends of any age to come forward to where they can see the screens, because we're going to read a really fun book today. In this book, we're going to be reading about a bad seed. Has anyone read this book yet? Yeah, this is a good book. This is a good book to introduce ideas about why people might do things that they do when it doesn't make sense to us. Are we ready to hear about the bad seed? Yeah. This book was written by Jory John, and it was illustrated by Pete Oswald. The bad seed. I'm almost there. There we go. I am a bad seed. A bad seed. Oh yeah, it's true. The other seeds, they look at me and they say, "That seed is so bad." And when they think I'm not listening, they mumble, "There goes a bad seed." Oh man. But I can hear them. I have good hearing for a seed. How bad am I? You really want to know? Well, I never put things back where they belong. I am late to everything. I tell long jokes with no punchline. I never wash my hands or my feet. I lie about pointless stuff, and I cut in line every time. Every time. I stare at everybody. I glare at everybody. I finish everybody's sentences, and I never listen. Even in the library. I do lots of other bad things too. You know why? Because I'm a bad seed. A bad seed. I just can't help it. Sure, I wasn't always this bad. I was born a humble seed on a simple sunflower in an unremarkable field. I had a big family, seeds everywhere. We found ways of having fun. We were close. But then the petals dropped, and our flower drooped. It's kind of a blur. I remember a bag, fresh sunflower seeds, delicious. And everything went dark. And then, a giant. Oh no, that must have been really scary. I thought I was a goner. I thought I was done for. I screamed and I hollered, "Ah!" But I was spit out at the last possible second. I flew through the air and I landed under the bleachers with a huge thud. And when I woke up, it was dark outside. A wad of gum had softened my fall, and I felt okay, but something had changed in me. I had become a different seed entirely. I had become a bad seed. A bad seed. That's right. I stopped smiling. I kept to myself. I drifted. I was a friend to nobody and was bad to everybody. I was lost on purpose. I lived inside a soda can. I did not care, and it suited me. Until recently. I've made a big decision. I've decided that I don't want to be a bad seed anymore. I'm ready to be happy. It's hard to be good when you're so used to being bad, but I am trying. I am taking it one day at a time. Sure, I still forget to listen, and I do still show up late, and I still talk during movies, and I do all kinds of other bad stuff. But I also say thank you, and I say please, and I smile, and I hold the door open for people. Not always, but sometimes. And even though I still feel bad, sometimes I also feel kind of good. It's a sort of mix. All I can do is keep trying and keep thinking, maybe I'm not such a bad seed after all. Hey, there goes that bad seed. Actually, he's not all that bad anymore. I heard that. The end.
Our reading today comes from the poem Incantation of the First Order by Rita Dove, who was the U.S. Poet Laureate from 1993 to 1995. Listen, no one signed up for this lullaby. No bleeped sheep or rosebuds or twitching stars will diminish the fear or save you from waking into the day you dreamed of leaving. Mockingbird on back order, morning bell stuck on snooze, so you might as well get up and at it. Pestilence be damned. Peril and risk have become relative. I'll try to couch this in positive terms. Never is the word of last resort. Always the fanatic's rallying cry. To those inclined towards kindness, I say, come out of your houses drumming. All others, beware. I have discarded my smile, but not my teeth.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Heather Arata. I'm a member of this congregation and also a member of the Sacred Oaks chapter of the Covenant for Unitarian Universalist Pagans here at UUFG. And it is my honor today to introduce our anthem. It's a song about the moon, as the title implies. And if you've ever met a pagan, you know we love the moon. To many of us, our closest heavenly neighbor represents the goddess in her many aspects, and also a physical representation of our own cycles of life. Many pagans also believe that the moon possesses energy of its own, and that at the height of this energy is the full moon. As it happens, we have one of those coming up. October 6th is the harvest moon, also sometimes called the hunter's moon, which is the name for the full moon occurring nearest the autumnal equinox, which is, if you were here a few weeks ago, you remember we just passed that date in September. It is also a supermoon, meaning its lunar cycle brings the moon closer to Earth this time around, and so it is actually going to appear bigger and brighter in the sky. Soakups will take the opportunity to honor this moon and its energy with a labyrinth walk and a drum circle to follow on October 10th, that's Friday, at 6 o'clock. And if you would like to join us, if you're so called, please feel free to join us. And now it is my pleasure to invite you to lend your ears and your energy to our beautiful choir. Blessed be.
We evolve, even our church, both the building, its operations, and the congregation change. The financial support of our members and friends sustain our building, our staff, our activities, and our outreach to the community. If you are online, you can also donate using the QR code that you'll see on the screen, and your gifts will be generously accepted and gratefully received.
Hello, everybody. My name's Lee Scott. I'm 6'2", a white cisgender male with a maroon shirt on, hair that's never seen a brush, ever, a little bit of a beard. So I'm the director of community outreach for Released Reentry. It is a reentry hub here in Alachua County. We are the first ever reentry hub in Alachua County for justice impacted people, led by justice impacted people. So everyone that works at my organization, including myself, has been impacted by the justice system in some way. I am formerly incarcerated. This cause is near and dear to my heart. I have a lot of passion and compassion for formerly incarcerated people. They are a silent population. When people are when they're incarcerated, you leave jail, you leave prison, you don't ever want to turn around and look at it, you don't want to think about it, you're discriminated from where you can rent, from who will hire you. Even to this day, there's certain jobs I'll never be able to get. There's, I have a woman here who's a friend of mine who has been a community leader for like 25 years. Her impact was 25 years ago. And she's been a really, really strong leader. She's done a lot of food systems work. She's helped thousands of people here in our community. Her arrest was 25 years ago, and she was going for a job at the University of Florida and got denied. So this is something that follows you throughout your whole life, no matter what. And so I think the system kind of counts on us being silent. It's something you don't like talking about. It has a lot of embarrassment and shame around it. And so the system kind of counts on our silence to kind of keep doing what they do. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what we do, and a little bit about why we do it, and a little bit about who it is that we serve and how someone gets involved in the justice system. I think it's fitting today that I'm coming to talk to you on October 5th. Because it would have been my wedding anniversary, but it is the day also that my wife passed away. I have lost my wife and daughter. They've both passed away, and I had a mental health episode that was met at the hands of the justice system. I went in front of what's known as a million-year judge. They are rampant throughout the South. Their goal is not to do the right thing. Their goal is to give out as many years as possible. They kind of claim it as like a little badge of honor amongst themselves. So my court date came up. My family came to speak for me. They said, listen, we just wanted him to be committed. We didn't want there to be an arrest. He did not steal a car. This was our car. We shared it. They explained what happened, and the judge looked at me and said, Mr. Scott, I'm going to save you from yourself 5 years, Department of Corrections. And so I lost 5 years of my life, and when I came home, I wanted to stay connected to the folks that I had left behind. So I got a job at a shelter. I worked out at Grace Marketplace for 4.5 years, and while I worked out there, every week I would see a little van pull up from the Department of Corrections and drop somebody off with 2 potato sacks with all of their belongings, tears in their eyes because they're now leaving prison on a day that should be happy and full of hope and joy and maybe some goals you've set for yourself, and now here you are being dropped off at what used to be a prison and is now the homeless shelter here in Gainesville. And I would see this happen every week, and I saw the results of that. A lot of times folks would go right back to jail or right back to prison. And so myself and our director, Emily Westerholm, she had just moved to Gainesville, and Kevin Scott, who's at Community Spring, and Tracy Brown, who's the director of housing for St. Francis, who's also formerly incarcerated. The 4 of us started going to the county and saying, why don't we have reentry support here? Alachua County is really progressive on a lot of issues. We're a blue dot in a red sea. Why don't we have reentry support for formerly incarcerated people? And the county didn't really have an answer for that. And so we started working in community engagement sessions to build the first reentry hub. And the county agreed, yes, we should have reentry support. And we said, okay, while you're at it, have it be led by formerly incarcerated people. And they also agreed to that. This is not how government works at all. And so 2 years ago, we became an LLC, nonprofit. Largely our first year was just Emily kind of going into the jail and teaching some classes, anger management, substance use, and kind of the rest of us on the board of directors doing stuff for free in our own time to kind of help folks, or in the capacities of our other jobs. And then last August, we got named the official reentry hub, and we moved over to our wonderful offices off the corner of 39th and 13th. Right next to that CVS there's a big triangle sign that says Released Reentry. Since last October, we've had over 1,000 participants. We've had 750 active participants in our program. Last month alone, we had 144 participants. 77 brand new people came out of either the Alachua County Jail or the Department of Corrections and came to our office, and we were able to get 476 services in the community. So I'm going to tell you about what those services are, but first I want to talk about why we do this. In the state of Florida, we are the third highest in incarcerating people. We have 104,000 people in the Department of Corrections. We have 179,000 people on probation, and we have 64,000 people in jail. And you may be asking yourself, well, how does someone end up in jail? You know, I watch Law and Order, I watch cop shows. Someone commits a crime, they're a bad person, they go to jail, right? It's not really how it works. I was pretty surprised to find, I was a pretty progressive guy. I grew up in the punk rock community, and I thought of myself as open-minded, and I kind of had some of those same feelings and thoughts, right? That this is what we do. We lock up bad people. They do bad things, and we lock them up. And so I got to prison, and easily 75% of any dorm I was in, any prison I was in, 75% of those people did not need a cage. Easily. What they needed was affordable housing, livable wages, mental health support, substance use support, but what they got was a cage. And kind of an easy way to think about it is there's 1,300 beds at our local jail, and there's 150 beds at our shelter, and there's 35 at the rehab with a wait list. So you can kind of see this is where we've put our time and our money and our investment and our energy, is to building these giant cages and to get actual treatment and mental health support and substance use support. Do you have health insurance? No? Sorry, you got to come back. Come back in 3 months when you have health insurance. We're on a 6-month wait list. Sorry, our shelter's full. So to get support is really, really difficult. And that's ultimately where it ends up, is in an institution. Since 2009, 70% of incarcerated people are there as first-time offenders or nonviolent offenders. So we're not just locking up bad people who do bad things. We have broken systems, not broken people. And so that's why we do what we do. We try to be as supportive as possible. We advocate for change on the front end, right? How do we arrest less people? I just got named to the 2026 National Represent Justice Fellowship, so I'll be working on a justice documentary over the next year, and the focus of that will be how do we expand mental health services to reduce incarceration. So that's kind of what we do in the community, but what we do at Released is help folks as they come home. So last month alone, 70% of our participants identified as unhoused or unsure whether they were going to be homeless or not when they got released. Only 24% had secure housing. So housing is a big deal for our folks as they come home. So we try to connect folks to housing. We rebuild resumes. We connect folks to employment. Everybody gets a year free licensed mental health counseling in-house. We do 2 peer support meetings a month. We do a poetry night once a month. We order pizza and do poetry and spoken word. We do bus passes. Last month we did 15 bicycles and scooters. So you can kind of think about what we do in 2 buckets. There's the tangible bucket. How do we connect folks to employment and housing and transportation? And then there's the intangible bucket, peer support and mental health support. And that's the kind of stuff that kind of gets brushed to the side when you're coming home and you're in an emergency. When you come home, you have to find a job. You have to find a place to live. You have to eat. You don't have to go to therapy, right? Self-care is a luxury when you're coming home. And so that's what we try to do. We try to encourage folks to engage in self-care, and we try to provide those opportunities to do it with someone who has been where you've been. You cannot quantify how valuable it is to walk in the door of an institution and see someone who maybe is a few steps ahead of you on that path. And you recognize them, and they see you and recognize that, oh, there is hope. There's actually, like, this person's been where I've been, and if I can follow these steps, maybe I don't have to go back. So that's who we serve, and that's what we do. So I want to leave you with how you can help. I'd say the very first thing you can do every day in anything that you do is reduce stigma. Reducing stigma for formerly incarcerated people is huge. And that can be little things like engaging in the types of shows that you watch that position incarcerated people as bad people. Right? Like, I think all of us probably do it. We probably do it benignly. We don't think that we're doing it, but, we're watching TV, we're watching a movie, and there are the bad people and there are the good people, right? And that's not really how life works. You all, I'm sure, are aware of that in your conscious waking life. But the types of things that we watch and the types of conversations we have, reducing stigma. If you're in a position to hire someone or rent to someone, please do it. If you're in a position to encourage someone to hire somebody or rent to somebody. We have vast amounts of data that shows that formerly incarcerated people do much better than their non-formerly incarcerated counterparts in employment. They're employed for longer, they're more reliable, they show up, they keep that job for longer, and that's because they really, really are grateful for it. They really, really need that job. So that's probably the biggest barrier that we've seen in our first year here is getting folks jobs. So reducing stigma, reducing discrimination against formerly incarcerated people, that's stuff that we can all do in our day-to-day lives. And then donating. We need bicycles, so if you have a bike you're not using. We have Gary from Bicycle University is wonderful. He fixes up bikes for us, so even if it's kind of needs some work, we can do that. We have somebody that can show that bicycle some love and get folks back and forth to work. Old unlocked phones, we need phones for folks as they come home. And then work clothing for men and like it's about to be cold, so cold weather donations as well. Again, we're located at 4104 Northwest 13th Street. We do a lot of good work that touches a lot of lives, and really a community is only as good as its most vulnerable people. So we can do this together. Thank you all.
Please join us as you are willing and able in singing our closing hymn, number 188, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. join with me in saying our closing words as Elizabeth extinguishes the chalice flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our closing words come from the poet Mary Oliver in a poem entitled Coming Home. When we are driving in the dark on the long road to Provincetown, which lies empty for miles, when we are weary, when the buildings and the scrub pines lose their familiar look, I imagine us rising from the speeding car. I imagine us seeing everything from another place, the top of one of the pale dunes, or the deep and nameless fields of the sea. And we see in the world that cannot cherish us, but which we cherish. And what we see is our life moving like that, along the dark edges of everything, the headlights like lanterns sweeping the blackness, believing in 1,000 fragile and unprovable things, looking out for sorrow, slowing down for happiness, making all the right turns, right down to the thumping barriers of the sea, the swirling waves, the narrow streets, the houses, the past, the future, the doorway that belongs to you and me. Go in peace, go in love. Amen.